Hello, I'm Julie, and today we're going to learn how to use Make the Cut and some free stained glass designs to make a simple card in the Make the Cut software. So let's get started. First, I'm going to open a new project, so be ready, and we're going to make a simple A2 size card. To do that, I'm going to click on the Import Basic Shapes icon, which has a square, triangle, and circle at the top of the page, and I type SQ in the Find box to find the square. So I'm going to double click a square to add it to my screen, and now I'm going to resize it to an A2 size, which is 8.5, and I'm going to tab to 5.5 high and then press enter, and that resizes the square to a rectangle, which is the size of an A2 card. Now I'm going to draw a score line to a separate layer. I'll click on the larger of the two plus icons at the bottom of the screen to add a new layer, and I'm going to turn snap position on to 1 inch because I can't draw very straight. To get to the drawing tools, we're going to click on the figure 8, little tiny figure 8 in the upper left corner to open our tools here, and I'm going to use the Bezier draw tool, so I'll just click on that. And now I just left click where I want the line to start and right click where I want it to end. It'd help if I right clicked. There we go. Now we click on the upper left arrow, and I'm going to select this line now, turn off the snap position to no snapping, and make the height of this 5.5 inches, the same as my rectangle, and press enter. So now it's resized. I'm going to drag my cursor around both the shape and the score line and type S to stack perfectly in the middle. Now I know where the score line is, right in the center of the card, and I like to use dash lines. You could leave it solid if you're going to use a engraving tool or a scoring tool, embossing tool to make your score lines. I like to make them dash, so I go to the right side of the screen and click on the color box and click on line style and create new line style and make the dashes the way I want them to be with the spacing and the dash length, and then click OK. So now I have my card. I think I'll make this a burgundy colored card. So we're ready with that. Since I like to do cards this size quite a bit, it makes sense to put this in the image, the Basic Shapes library. To do that, I go to File and Export and Selection to Basic Shapes. I'll name this Julie's A2 card, so I know it's a card that I made, that anytime I want to use it, I can just go up here to Basic Shapes and go to Your Shapes, and there will be all of my shapes in alphabetical order. So I can go find Julie's. There it is, Julie's A2 card right there. So if I want to use it, I double click it and I can bring it right into my new project. So there it is. Okay, what we're going to do now is add a stained glass design to this side of the card to make it more interesting. To do that, I'm going to go to Chrome, and there's a site that you can find there called sg-patterns.com, and at this site you will find 971 free stained glass patterns. So you click on enter and you can see that there's 8 designs per page. If you go all the way to the end and click on the end one, you see that this is design 971. Lots and lots of designs for lots of different purposes. The design I want to use is on page 33. I had fun looking through all these to find lots of different designs that I like. You can pick one that you like. I like this rose pattern here. So to use it, I'm going to double click on it to make it larger. And to use it and make the cut, it's very similar to the method we use for getting images into coloring book images to make paper piecings. But this time I'm not going to do a paper piecing, I'm going to do a stencil. All of these 971 designs can be used to make paper piecings just as we did it with the coloring book designs. To get this into my clipboard, I'm going to right click and select copy image. That copies this design right into my clipboard. So when I go to make the cut and click on pixel trace, center of the top toolbar where the 4 boxes are in a curve here, and I click on paste, it automatically puts in this window what was in my clipboard. So I'm going to click on import, finish tracing, and now I have a nice design on my page. I'd like to get rid of the excess text here, so to do that I'm going to click on the break icon at the lower toolbar, and that breaks everything apart, and I'm going to select the parts I don't want and click on delete. So I'll select also this text on the bottom that I don't want and delete it. And I really need to resize this so that it's going to fit on my card. Still a little bit big, so I'm going to drag that arrow up till it's about the size I want. Now I'm going to hide the card for a second and the line for a second because I want to get the outside of this design, and I'm going to send it to its own layer by clicking on the smaller of the 2 plus icons. Then right click and move it to the bottom and hide it for a second, and I'm going to join all these pieces together so they don't get misplaced. Now I'm going to click on the icon show all so I can see everything again. And what I want to do is select those shapes and hold the shift key and select the card, and I want to align this. I don't want to really select the card. What I'm going to do is select this card, hold a control and shift and drag away another one that I can use, and I want to size this to the same width as the card and drag that up here, because what I want to do is make sure that this design is centered. And again, I'm going to send this score line to its own layer and hide it. There we go. And I have these selected, and I'm going to type a V to vertically align them, and you see how the design went right to the center of the card, which is what I want. So I'm going to just click this top shape and delete it because I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to hide this bottom circle because it's going to be on the back of the card, and move the red to the top and select all of these pieces. Now when I join them, oh, I forgot to do something. I'm going to Control Z undo. Before I make my stained glass design, I want to make sure that these lines are not too thin to cut. I'll type 4 and 3 to zoom in a little bit on this shape so you can see what I'm talking about. You need to these lines will be really thin to cut, so before I cut them, and I've hidden the outer ring, and I'm going to click on the shadow inch 0.03, and you kind of get an idea of what that's going to look like here in the preview window with red X card. Hold shift with the design selected and select the card, and now I'm going to join them together, and this is where the magic happens. That's pretty nice there. So I'm going to move the zoom back out here so you can see my card, and I'm going to click the trash can to get rid of empty layers, show my score line, and show my circle that'll be on the inside, and I think I'll change that circle to a light pink, and when I cut out that circle I'll glue it on the inside underneath my stained glass design to give a really nice effect. So now I'm going to go up here to File, and I'm going to save this as stained glass card, roses card, and put my initials so I know I made it. And there we have a nice card. When I'm ready to cut, I'll hide the pink part of the design by clicking on its eye icon and cut this out of one color, and then I'll hide these two parts of the design and show the circle and cut that out of a lighter color. Now your assignment for this project is to select a design that you like and use it on a project that you need to make or you would like to make as a gift for somebody. And I look forward to seeing all the wonderful projects that you come up with. Thanks for watching.